Hello and welcome to this episode Between the Studs. I'm your host Mark. Today I'm joined by Daniel and Garrett.
How's it going?
And one of our most frequently asked questions at Atlanta Brick Co. is, where do you get all these awesome sets? Well, I'll tell you. We have a giant time machine parked right out back, and we go back to specific years and get our favorite sets to sell them here. No, we just go for ourselves. We don't actually do this for the store.
That's right. Plutonium rods are too expensive.
Exactly. Way too expensive to do that often. But yeah, so every now and then we go to a specific year in history. We talk about our top, usually 5 or 6 favorite sets. Today we're doing the top 6. And yeah, we want to bring these back to the modern era because they're expensive and hard to find. But the year we're talking about today is 2006. We were all alive
Dial
then.
it into the flux capacitor, get it up on the...
We all have at least some vague memories of that year, right? I remember looking at the magazine, seeing a lot of these awesome sets we'll talk about. I'll go ahead and go first, start us off. I did not know what this was in 2006. But I really know what it is now, and it's the Air Temple from Avatar.
I thought you were going to say Clickets.
No, I also Clickets. I knew what Clickets were. I didn't know anything
Surely
about...
they weren't on your radar in 2006, Mark.
They were not. They were not.
Back
I did not
then you would have
understand.
gotten cooties from Clickets.
Exactly. But no.
Now still.
I thought that the Avatar sets back then looked very weird. I was confused by them. I understood the SpongeBob,
Did
but
you
I
watch
didn't
the show at all?
I didn't watch the show at all either. I watched that later on Netflix.
I don't even think the show, like the first season, was even fully aired by the time the sets came out.
Huh.
It's
Interesting.
weird.
Yeah, I don't know what the timeline on that
And they're janky looking. Okay, they're not really great sets.
Oh, because the SpongeBob sets were so clean and polished.
I'm just saying.
We'll get there.
Even in contrast to those, I think the Avatar sets are not like the most brilliant designs. The figures look a little bit, Uncanny Valley, a little tiny bit Clone Wars era looking.
I think the figs actually hold up. I'd say the figures are better than Clone Wars figures. I don't like those Clone Wars faces.
Yeah, you might be right.
Those are very cursed.
All I'm saying is this is at a certain era, so it's not perfect. But I would definitely get the Air Temple now and bring that back to the modern era because they're really expensive. They've gone up a lot. And I would love to have an Avatar Aang minifig. He's one of my favorite characters.
You get a little Momo in there too.
Rubber
Momo.
Yeah, I think he's in this set. I have to double check now.
He is.
But,
he's not in the fire ship.
Yeah. So, really cool sets. This is something that LEGO really, really could stand to come back out with again soon, and people would just buy it like crazy. This is like as requested as Zelda, It's just, it's always on LEGO Ideas, always getting shot down. So, would you guys pick up an Air Temple too?
100%.
Yep.
I think I'd pick up 1 or 2. I'd have to modify it. The door is terrible, but
Oh yeah, I don't like that.
They're like I said, they are janky looking.
But
they look
yes,
weird.
it is a cool set, and it's a cool part of LEGO history too, because there's only been the 2, well I guess 3 really now, Nickelodeon tie-ins.
Small amount of a very popular themes. So yeah. Very cool. Well, I think we're all like, that's a success then.
Yeah.
You guys both like that
right
set.
off the bat, that was an easy one.
I'm going to have a really low point here in the middle, so we'll just take that as a win. Daniel, go ahead.
I don't know what I want to start with because I didn't think about it.
Fair.
Let's start...
We're doing this off the cuff.
Oh, we'll just go in order. Why not? All right, we're going to start off with set 6210. This is the very first Jabba's sail barge that ever came out. Ooh. So we are still in reddish-brown territory, but we're talking about old sand-green Jabba. It looks like a big old booger.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Misa Next Monster.
Yeah, Misa Next Monster. There you go. Perfect. So he was in there. He had his little container with the frogs in his like hookah thing where he was like smoking frogs or whatever. I don't know. Whatever,
His little bite-sized...
What else do you do on a sail barge?
Exactly. So, very cool set. One that I remember seeing in catalogs. I was not into buying Star Wars at the time, so I think that's my reason for wanting to go back to get this one now.
You missed out.
Because I like those classic sets. Even though this was after Yellow Figures. Wasn't it?
These are flesh figures.
These are flesh. So this is kind of in that 2006 through... Gosh, at least through 2008 when they were still doing the pupilless eyes, but with the flesh tones. So,
the in-between years.
Yeah. So this was definitely an interesting kind of time period for these figures, but I think it was a very good set. Again, like I said, so you're moving into reddish brown, but this should still be before like some of those brittle issues. So I just think it's a cool set. I think it's one that I missed out on back then, and it's one I would definitely want to pick up now. You get the skiff with it as well as the Sarlacc pit, which is something that I don't know if we'll ever see again.
Well, I mean, that's at least $80 right there just for those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
Fabric,
That's right.
fabric
$80
sales.
is what that one retails for now. Yes, fabric sales, I believe, not the plastic ones. It's cool how they use those old boat hull pieces for the front, but like upside down to get that kind of unique slope on the front. A lot of the later ones just use kind of stacked up slopes, and they end up kind of looking a little janky. So it'll be interesting to see moving forward, like with the UCS one, how they accomplish that. But I think this was a good place to start. So what do you guys think about this one?
This is a really clean build, even to this day. I think it just looks great. The sail barge itself is really well accomplished, very playable. You can open the sides. Yeah. Great classic figures. This era of figures is actually getting more popular, as well as the original yellow ones,
I love the pupilless ones.
Yeah.
I'm glad I have the 2008 Death Star and not the 2016 one or whatever. Yeah. I love those figures.
New Star Wars figs are awesome, but old ones are really starting to come back a little bit. So I think this is a good pick. So yeah, Garrett, what do you think?
Oh no! Garrett hates Star Wars.
I mean, I think it's a cool looking set.
You wouldn't put it in yours.
I'm glad you get Booger Jabba. I mean, I do like that one a lot. But I mean, it looks like an old country wash tub turned upside down.
That's kind of what it is.
It's a trough. It's a horse trough.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think I've got better stuff to put on the shelves than that.
Okay, I get you, Garrett. That's fine. Well, what's the set that you would put on your shelves?
Well, speaking of why I would not get a sail barge is because I would need room to grab as many Dino Xpods as I could. All right.
Yes.
So 2006 was the last year for Xpods. There were 3 that came out. There was the Dino Xpod, the Robo Pod, and God, what was it? It's probably like a car.
I'm looking them up now.
It's probably an auto pod or something.
The original wave was all primary colors. Yeah. This is when you started to get into the secondary colors.
This is when they started doing
the purples,
the
orange,
and
the lime.
The actual container themselves started being colored.
You got a jet plane, a robot, and a race car as well.
So, I mean, this goes for any of the Xpods. I mean, Xpods are so cool. So,
I love them.
It was essentially a polybag, but it came in its own little plastic, unique container that could also be incorporated into the build. Had studs on it. I mean, they were like $3.
We're about 2 or 3 times of you mentioning Xpods away from me going back and partying together all my old Xpods.
You should.
Keep it up. Keep it up. See what happens.
I am 3 Xpods away now from a full collection again, and so I'm so hyped for it.
Do you need the belt?
Yes.
I've probably got the. I
also
need
the black pod.
I remember I had the straps for them. Yeah, we had some of those here at one point. I don't know if we still have them or not.
So I have all the original Xpods, the first wave, and the black one, but not the Dino and the later wave ones. So I need to get a Dino pod. So absolutely, Garrett, for sure.
Xpods are great. I mean, really, any of them are awesome to grab, and they're still super affordable. I mean, on Bricklink right now, you can get a new one for $15, or if you want a used one, $5.20.
So what did they retail for? Probably
$3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're talking about it's quintupled in value. Yes, what an investment!
Yeah. Incredible.
But I mean, they're just simple poly bags. But the cool thing about Xpods for me is the instructions have 15 different submodels you can build. So there's all these different things, and I always incorporate the pods into them to make them like a little guy or something.
Yeah,
there you go.
A free container to put it in. It's great. So.
I'd pick up a bucket load. What about you guys?
Absolutely. What about you, Daniel?
I'd probably just get one.
You wouldn't need multiple.
That isn't approval though. So. That's a thumbs up.
Yes, it is a thumbs up. I don't think I need more than one.
80 Dino pods?
No.
Can you buy the world supply of Dino pods?
I'm sure you could. I think somebody really needs to get a bunch of Xpods containers and make a giant spinal
The body of the
column
pod was what?
a
Transneon green?
For this one, it is just clear.
Okay, so they were still clear.
But
later on, didn't they start changing the colors of the actual body?
There's ones that are orange and blue.
Because the clear ones are the most common.
Yeah, okay. You got animal, you got dragon.
That's the one that came with the lime green. Okay.
And you got monster, but
the monster pod goes hard.
Monster pod's great. I love monster pod.
Some great stuff. So yeah, Xpods. We all loved Xpods. We all have a soft spot for that weird little
very nostalgic
subgenre of Lego. But now this is
beating Mixels, that's for sure.
Speaking of weird subgenre of Lego, this is where my list starts to derail from you guys' tastes, I'm sure. I have a big Clickets banner in my office for a reason.
Here we go. Mark's going off rails.
I can feel the cooties.
Exactly. All the jewelry and the decorations.
Did you bring in the vomit bucket?
Yeah. We need to do a mythical morning where
I got a cootie cleaner over here. Hold up.
Yeah.
Okay, so totally tropical decor set. 7549 has 130 pieces, and it is so cool. Okay,
Let me see this thing.
Look at this. This is it. You got a picture frame. You got a pencil case. You've got a drawer set.
There you go.
Oh, my bad.
You got a necklace. You got a little random tiny shirt. I think it's a notepad actually. You got little hairpins. You got all sorts of stuff. You got a little cup to put your pencils in. Anyway, they're getting vibes.
I can't breathe the air in here.
Okay. Let me sell you guys on this though. You guys like cool parts, right?
Yeah, I like cool parts.
Look at this.
I think I saw one in there.
Yeah. So this is a 3-dimensional flower piece.
Okay, that's pretty crazy.
That fits on a stud. And over here we have the inside of like the hibiscus flower. So really,
is that a rubberized piece?
they're all rubbery.
Yeah.
You got these big leaf pieces.
Okay.
They're insane. I've
Okay.
never seen them
Okay.
ever. So the rarity of these pieces is off the chain. This is
You
the
could just
coolest
build that,
click
Mark.
it set I've ever seen. No, you
Just
can't
build it.
Those pieces don't exist in any
Sure
other
you could.
set.
Don't they have a whole theme
Just
for
build
making
it.
this now?
There's like 20 exclusive
There's a whole-
set
there's a whole
pieces in here.
theme just
Yeah.
for
Build it,
making
though.
those
Look,
now.
this is like the same thing as like the little minifigure, the flower kid. You could achieve basically the same thing.
No, you guys.
That's just a plant stem.
You guys are trying to flummox me. It's not gonna work. So I know you guys don't want to collect this set. So is there
How much
anything else
did
you
it?
can say about
Do
it?
you know what it retailed for? Do you have any idea?
It would have been cheap, probably under
can look it up real
$20.
quick.
Yeah.
But
I might pick one up if it's cheap enough,
these would have been affordable.
just so I
and-
could sell it to you.
Exactly. Insane pieces.
I would pick one of these up very reluctantly,
Yes.
just for that like kind of teal looking flower.
Yeah. How cool
That's the
is
only
that?
one I would want. But
The only retail price in here is in pounds for some reason.
What does it say?
$12.99 British pounds.
Yeah, so it would have been $15
Maybe $15.
US. Yeah. That's a really good deal.
but $15 for one flower.
Eh. And then
guys
you
are
get this
killing me.
awful
I would
picture
pick-
frame with this
I would
picture of a
pick
Bratz
one
doll in it.
Okay, Click It's fans, sound off in the comments. Let me know how cool this set is. If you don't like it, just keep watching.
Mommy,
Click-
can I please have the picture frame and the pencil holder?
Hey, click its fans, sound off. Chirp, 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 chirp.
All right. What's the next? What's the next
All
one
those
you want to
Click Its
grab?
fans out there, Mark.
they're raving right now.
Okay, I hope at least one Click It's fan. I'm gonna comment myself and I'll be like, yeah, Click It's.
Okay.
All right, Daniel,
right.
what's the next set you want? So-
Oh, did we want to do a good set now? Okay, we're going to talk about a good set. 7785 Arkham Asylum from Batman 1.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just blew you away with that.
Even I,
Yeah, that's
even I have to
insane.
admit.
7 figs. These are some great figs. You got Nightwing. You
Yep.
got the Riddler. OG Riddler. I was bummed he didn't come with the staff with the little question mark, but whatever. Scarecrow with the glow-in-the-dark head.
Scarecrow's awesome.
Poison Ivy, I think, was in this one. Yeah,
Yep.
because she had the little cage. Great figs in this one. Super stacked. Any Batman 1 set had fantastic figs, but this was one of the bigger ones.
Was
that
this
came
the one
a
with
lot.
the goon helicopter?
Stand by for Goon Helicopter.
I gotta know.
It might have been its own set.
I think it was like a poly bag.
It was probably in the helicopter set.
I don't even know if
Let's
it was a set. I think it was
see.
just in the game.
This one does not have the Goon helicopter.
damn.
Sorry. I can't say anything else about that. 831 pieces, retailed for $80. This is a good deal.
That is
because
a good deal.
You get
Yeah.
you get 2.5 large buildings. You get a cool gate with a nice sticker on it with this very gothic font. That light bluish gray roof piece is now a really pretty expensive
I think
piece.
it said exclusive or nearly.
I believe it's exclusive, and that's why it's expensive. You get some nice printed like rock slate roof kind of things. Yeah, you get the like. It's not an ambulance. What do you call that? Like a psych van? Paddy wagon?
Yeah,
Paddy wagon,
paddy
I guess.
wagon,
Yeah.
So yeah, very cool set. One of the only ones that's ever come with Nightwing, which is pretty cool.
It's
You use
also,
that exo-force.
Yeah, it's
hairpiece.
exo-force
Yeah.
Nightwing.
Yeah. So this is a fantastic set. It's one I missed out on. It's one I still don't have, and it's probably one I would pick up if I saw it for the right price. But back then, for $80, absolutely, I would pick it up.
This is hundreds of dollars now. So
Oh,
yes.
Easily.
yeah. All Batman 1 sets are crazy expensive, mostly because of those minifigures. People love to collect those minifigures because they have nostalgia for the game or, just the time period.
Yeah, I would actually have to pick this one up, Daniel. I wanted to say no, but that Scarecrow is too cool with the glow-in-the-dark head, so.
Yep. Garrett, you yes?
Oh, 100%. That is one set on my checklist for my spooky collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely good for spooky fans as well.
because it looks so cool.
Yeah.
Like for an old set, like some of the design principles don't hold up, but
Yeah.
I think it looks so good.
Honestly, I love any Arkham Asylum set.
Yeah.
I really do. The Gothic style is something we really don't get from anything
They always
else.
look pretty good.
The second one was fantastic. I do have that one.
Mm-hmm.
The Lego Batman movie one is the only one I really don't care for. It's got those more like dome style.
Are you talking
roofs,
about
which
the
is not-
Newberry High School?
Yeah, exactly.
The same thing.
Yeah, the Batman Newberry High School.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the first wave Batman sets. They're all awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Garrett, what's the next set you want to bring up?
So we're gonna talk about a limited edition exclusive.
I love it when we do this.
Limited edition
There was
set,
one of these
special
videos-
edition.
There was one of those videos we did like this where I had
Every
like
one of
3
your
or 4 of
set was like
those.
that.
It was
Yeah, every
limited
single
edition. They love to do that stuff around this time period. It was so gimmicky. What do we got?
So this is set 8626. This is Ernak, a Bionicle combiner model. This is one of the coolest of the Brutaka. I hate my phone. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. He's so
Oh,
sick.
it's Bionicle Thanos.
Yeah,
He's got
yeah.
like a gauntlet over here with some
balls on it.
some different colored gems in it.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
It's ammo.
Okay.
But essentially, this was a Walmart exclusive. It comes with 3 of the Brutaka because this is just a combiner model essentially. But it came with exclusive pieces. So
The gold pieces.
yeah, the Brutaka spine is molded in pearl gold, and the tubes on the side of his head, they're like 11 length tubes, I think, in pearl gold, and they're exclusive to that set.
Nice.
So they're like $25 each now. It's
Yeah, I believe it.
ridiculous. But it's a super cool set. You get all 3 of the Brutaka in there. You get those exclusive pieces. And I think it was like $60 when it retailed. So it was literally
Yeah.
just the price of those 3 sets right there.
With bonus stuff.
With bonus stuff. Now, one of those pearl gold spines will run you about $50 to $60 by itself.
Yeah.
The tubes are pretty expensive.
Hundreds
So
of dollars.
To
Yeah.
fully make Ernak now, he's around $200. He's just really unique. He only showed up in the comics for like a couple pages, but he's supposed to be like the fear god of like the Brutaka.
Okay.
So he's pretty unique. I like the glow-in-the-dark pieces the Brutaka have with their teeth and eyes and all that. So he's a really cool one sitting on the shelves. And he was only sold, I think it was for like 6 or 8 months.
Yeah.
So it made it even more exclusive. I know I never saw this when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Never saw that in Walmart in 2006. But
you never see the boxes for these guys anymore.
No.
Every now and then, because it is just a combiner model, you can piece one together pretty easily. It's just getting those gold pieces.
Yeah.
But the boxes, I don't think I've ever seen an Ernak box.
Wow.
yeah, it'll be a while before we do here.
Yeah.
So, but I would absolutely get this because I like Bionicle. I love the Brutaka especially because they have a really sick rap.
Yeah.
Which I will drop a little clip
Yo,
from.
yo.
Makes Brutaka grow. Yo, yo, Brutaka.
Anyway, we're back. But no. Daniel, what do you think about the Brutaka?
Well, I was coming off of that high note of watching that video. I feel a little more compelled. But he's cool. I think he's Brutaka Thanos, is what I'm
That's
getting.
pretty
much it.
by, but I just don't know what I would do with this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Gary.
But does it change? Oh, I wish I could zoom this in better. Does it change that he has balls in his chest?
Huh?
Yeah, he's got like all these like
His whole
orbs.
like his torso's like hollow and it's just full of more ammo.
This is a wild ride if you're one of our podcast listeners and don't have the visual component. I'm not going to repeat that, but...
They're all in there.
No, I'm sorry.
It's not working for
Fair
you.
enough.
No, not doing it.
Well, I still liked it, Garrett. I think that's an
I'll
awesome
take
set.
it, I'll take
the
it.
Bionicle fans in the comments will sound off. on
Ernak's
that
a good one.
Yeah. What
What are you going to disappoint us with next?
What do we got?
I'm really sorry, guys.
you're not.
This is a slippery slope. It's just getting further and further down into the craziness that was the early 2000s.
The darkest corners of Mark's mind.
Belleville was in its second
Oh my
to
God.
last year. No. But there were some great sets. And one of the ones that I would definitely take home from 2006 would be Winter Wonder Palace, which has 165 pieces, only 3 figs, but they are elaborately decked out. Okay, let's look closer at these real quick here. So each one of them has either a fabric accessory or like the king has a giant cape with the regal stuff. You got chrome pieces, you got trans purple, trans pink roofs with sparkles in them. You got that transparent medium blue 8x8 plate in the middle for the fountain that's frozen over. Okay. It's got a cool
Purple skis?
Yep,
That's
purple
interesting.
skis. Its own base plate.
The base plate's cool.
Huge metallic stickers everywhere. Super cool. So giant
And
base
bright
plate.
light blue, a color that's actually still around.
Yep. You got some just crazy stuff. Dark pink, trans pink. Those doors
Yeah,
are
that's
pretty
where the
sweet.
inventory for these sets just never makes sense. They're so like,
Yeah.
how does this build anything?
Transparent crystal pieces. That cape is
That's
awesome.
nice. Yeah. With the lining on it.
Yeah. So I really like these sets, and so I would definitely get this one. This is maybe not my favorite of all Belleville sets, but it's pretty high up there. And worth noting that this is the only way to get those larger white leaves for decades. They have come out with them again since.
They're still
okay. I was gonna
not
say
easy to get.
That
not
used to
is.
be a $5 piece.
Yeah.
So now and what's funny is I had them back in the day too, and I was like, yeah, I get these. Now they're
worth
20
it.
cents. Yes.
Yeah.
But so I think this is a rad set. I love Belleville for the weird pieces, and I want to hear what you guys think. Can
I
I?
think it's a rad set?
A rad set.
It's 2006, Mark, not 1996.
That's one of the words I use. I don't know why. So I think it's an awesome set. So Daniel, do you like those cool pieces?
I like the pieces, Mark. I like the pieces.
Would you bring one back from 2006?
If we got room, I guess.
There we
We'll
go.
strap it on the roof.
So I'm doing really good.
It'll
so
get a
far.
little singed on the trip back, but I don't care about the box.
It'll get a little toasty. It'll melt a little bit.
I don't think I can make room for this.
Oh no!
No room
I
in
don't
the
think
inn
so.
for
What
Belleville.
am I gonna do with? I mean, I don't need a pink chest.
You don't need a pink treasure chest?
I don't need 4.
Wait, what
dark
color was
blue
that crystal? What
snowflakes.
color was that
It
crystal?
was a medium blue, I believe.
Oh,
so
okay. I thought it was
Um,
like chrome blue for a second.
that would be cool.
The only thing I would want is the base plate, and you can find
You can
those
have
at
mine.
ATLbrick.com.
How about this? How about this, Garrett? You and I can split one. We'll
Okay.
parts draft one out.
There you go.
The base plate's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah, I get it,
But
guys.
other
It's
It's a
than
fine.
very
that,
unique shape. that's
I
for sure.
appreciate you even saying something nice about them. So
I
thank you.
I would say this is not a certified Benghazi parts pack.
Oh, I think you.
No, I think this would absolutely be a
Ben
certified
Cossi would be
Ben
right
Cossi
here
pack.
next to
don't
me, defending me on this one.
I think that's
know.
all that Ben Cossi.
I'm
would
gonna
think this
tag
would
him in
be
the
for.
comments now. Be like,
Oh,
Ben,
he'll watch anyway. He always watches.
fill us in on this, Ben. But no, all right. Belleville and Clickets aside, Daniel, what other cool normal set do you want to bring up?
Cool normal set. Well, I don't know if it's the most normal. I think they were
Okay.
niche when they came out, but we're going to talk about set 8672. This was the Ferrari finish line. This was one of the really big Ferrari sets back when they did the first kind of early collaboration with them. So this is a really, I think it's an iconic one that most people would recognize because you've not only got like the pit stop area where the cars can come in, but you've also got like the garages as well as like the race control center with a bunch of like monitor screens, and then you've actually got the trophy ceremony with the podium and the big checkered flag in the background where they spray the champagne all over each other. So you've got the centerpiece of the set is this huge chrome silver trophy that sits right in the middle, and there's room for paparazzi and cameras and stuff right there
Finish
in front
flags,
of the
yeah.
Grand Prix. Yep. This is still one of the only sets to come with named racing figures. Like not a lot of the speed champions have come with named figures, but you're getting some
Just wait until our
some
next
popular
CMF line.
Yeah, I know. We might get him again soon. But yeah, you had the racers at the time, Schumacher, and then I think the other one was Massa, maybe, or Barrichello. I don't know. Either way, lots of stickers. A lot of the torsos were stickers, which is one of the drawbacks to these sets. But I think it's a very unique one for the time. So I think I'd pick one of these up. I think it's cool. I think F1 is making more of a comeback than ever. I think it's becoming more and more popular in the U.S., and Ferrari is always a favorite amongst people. So I think this is kind of stands the test of time.
Yeah. I appreciate this set, Daniel.
This one's a little more niche.
And I like some of the pieces, like the Chrome Trophy's super
Yeah.
cool. I like the fact that they've got those named characters. That's really hard to find. And they're finally bringing it back.
Yeah.
But this one's not for me, and I wouldn't
Fair enough.
include it. So I'm sorry, Daniel. But
No, you're
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
I think the Venn diagram of Lego fans and F1 fans is probably
Yeah,
pretty
it's
small,
small,
but
Garrett, what do you feel about this?
I think it's a cool set. I don't think I could care less about Ferrari.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not for
everybody.
you.
It's
Yeah.
not for everybody.
If this was like a Honda Accord maintenance bay, it might do a little more for me. But
That's devastating.
It was the Honda dealership.
That's worse.
Yeah.
You should have just stopped talking after saying it wasn't for you.
so,
How about this? If it was Squidman's pit stop,
Yes,
it would've been
Yes.
for you.
There we go.
Oh, yes. I would have absolutely bought that. But
There you go.
now, Morgan and other people who actually know what F1 is,
Yeah.
please let us know that this is a cool set. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it is cool. I'm glad it comes with all that cool stuff. Like you have the part to fix your car. You've got the podiums.
Oh,
Oh,
it
yeah.
has all this stuff.
This
It-
was the one to get.
Like if I was like an 8-year-old boy who was into like F1
Or racing.
man, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's pretty rad. All right. Yeah, Garrett, what's your next set?
Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and have you look this up because you guys need to look through this.
Sure.
So we're going to be talking about set 6620. This is Ultimate Accessory Set 500.
Oh, yeah. The cheese ball
my.
container.
So this is one of 2 cheese balls containers.
Okay.
There's 2 of them. So this is essentially just a Bionicle supplemental parts pack. It comes with 500 pieces of random, different Bionicle parts. Some crazy recolors, some unique pieces, weird quantities of stuff. Like, you only get one of the ball joint socket, like, axle thing.
Mhm.
It's like, why? You need
That's
so
yeah,
many.
you need a ton
You
of
need
those.
so many of those.
I guess I figure you've already got a bunch.
But so it is just a weird set. I don't know what these retailed for.
Yeah, they would have been
All the
not
colors.
too expensive.
Yeah, I
Look,
would say
light
maybe 40,
brown.
20 to $40.
Yeah.
But if you guys ever get some time, look through this inventory. There's some weird stuff in here. A really
Pearl
cool thing.
green.
The
Pearl brown.
Borak eyes in dark orange are really cool to see.
And
Those
you got
only-
the
Eyes. Wait, where
you
is
got
it?
Crata.
You
in
got
there.
all the shadow
Oh,
Crata.
purple Crata. Yeah.
Yep, those are all the exclusive shadow ones.
Mhm.
And then the really cool part that I noticed is the 5-length white axle.
Mm,
Yep.
mhm.
And
Yep.
that is exclusive to this set and to the UCS Yoda.
Well, even the half pin, half axle,
Yeah.
and the too long axle, all those in white are,
Yep.
are relatively rare, if not exclusive.
8 and 5 of those.
They're like, what is it, that pin, the axle half pin, that's like a $4 piece. It's ridiculous.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's crazy. What was really catching my eye, let me scroll up a little bit higher, huh? Where was it? The fact that there are dark bluish gray and dark gray pieces
Yes.
in this set together.
Yep.
And they only would have come in
inventoried
those.
specifically as such.
Yeah. So that is really mind blowing to me because you have sets that came in both colors, but they're produced at different times.
This is them taking back stock from
This is the merging.
early years, and they're like, okay, let's get rid of this dark gray stuff.
Well, because that transition started in what, 2004?
yeah, and this is
So
years
this
ago.
is 2 years into that transition. They're
Yeah.
still getting rid of those old parts,
They're just scooping up
Yep.
parts and throwing them in buckets and selling
putting them in
people.
cheese ball containers.
So this is just
Why
a
not?
super weird, weird thing, and
Yeah.
this is another one of those things you never see.
Mhm.
Because as a kid, I mean, like, I don't think I would have wanted this as like a 7, 8-year-old.
It wasn't as
hard
appealing.
sell.
I,
don't
I
know
would
what-
have rather bought 2 more Bionicles than to just
Yeah.
have a parts pack.
Yeah.
But looking at it now as an adult, it's like,
Insane.
God, I would
Yeah.
love to have something like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So I would get probably an entire shipping container of these, Garrett.
Yeah.
just for
they're
building
so
possibility.
weird.
Be awesome.
There's also I don't have the set number for the other one. There's another one that came out that year as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have that container.
Oh, no way.
Mm.
This can't be right.
Did you find one for sale?
Retail price $14.99. Again, British pounds.
Ooh.
So maybe 20.
Maybe
yeah.
$20.
Could have been.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like
Yeah, I thought it was at least 40.
40 or $50, which
The,
would have made sense why it didn't sell.
The other
as well,
one that
but-
came out in 2006, it is 6638, and that's called Creature Accessory Set. Special edition!
Yeah.
Special!
Oh, these would have been special edition.
Yeah, this one is funny because it
6638.
does come with 2 full canisters of Crata in it.
Nice. Yeah.
So this one's a
That's
bit
cool.
weird too.
The little mini containers
Yeah,
were in
yeah.
there. Okay.
It comes with the glow in the dark discs. What else? do
Okay,
we
so that
have?
other one, 6638, does have the retail price as $20 US
Okay.
dollars. So they were probably about the same.
Yeah, but I mean they're weird. There's only 3 ever like of those supplemental sets ever made. So the 2 of them came out in 2006.
Mhm.
What a year. What a year to be alive. Yeah.
I wish I was mock building Bionicle back then.
That's crazy. Yeah. I would love to get some Crata because I don't have any of those at all. So, yeah, I get a bunch of them.
I mean, like, Lego doesn't do a whole lot of supplemental just parts packs anymore. I mean, they do like the classic sets every now and then, but like they haven't done supplemental Technic stuff in. God, I couldn't tell
and
you
they
how
and they
long.
don't do service packs because they don't
Yeah.
need to get rid of. I think those only ever existed to get rid of the last bit of stock
Mhm.
of parts that they had, and now they have bricks and pieces. So there's
Exactly.
always a way to liquidate pieces down to the very last individual one, so they don't have to make packs of stuff anymore. And I don't know why they would. I
Yeah,
don't
so
think
they've
they
made
need to.
that kind of concept obsolete, but it's still
Yeah.
very cool to look
I
back
don't think
on.
we'll ever see it again.
Mm-mm.
Daniel, how many barrels would you bring back?
However many Garrett wants. However many Garrett
Okay, so
wants.
we're sticking with 45.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
We can do that. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
just We'll get the space paradox box and put them all in there. And,
Sure.
Yeah, we'll make
Put
it
into a
happen.
bag of
Sure.
holding.
Exactly, bag of hold. That's the word. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. So, yeah, okay. So I'm finally out of my my.
Did you finally find a good set?
I finally have a cool one for you guys. This
Wow,
is...
Ultimate Accessory Set 500. Great,
Wow.
great pick.
No. This is part of my childhood was exo-force, of course.
Of course, exo-force, of course.
Love that theme song.
It's a banger. No, exo-force was fantastic. It was anime. It was battle oriented. There was robots were trying to eliminate. They were trying to genocide people.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Now we must fight.
Yeah, exactly. And so, Nani? And
No, we're done. We're
Why?
done. No, we shut off the
Sing
video. Shut off the video. I'm leaving.
CTI Fortress was the pinnacle of exo-force. Okay, it would have come out the latter half of the year, 7709, 1,408 pieces, a lot of pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Had 8 figures, 2 battle mechs, smaller machines as well, huge fortress, giant Technic pieces, panels. So even though it's 1,000 pieces, it still even looks even bigger than that. This is the footprint of some of the biggest sets ever made. It's probably not that much smaller in circumference than like the UCS Falcon. It's giant.
Yeah.
So love this stuff. Great theme, great playability. A little bit fragile. They fall apart a little bit, but you know, battle machines break. You
Every
gotta fix
set
them.
from that year falls apart like
So
that.
I already have 3 copies of this set, but I would definitely get another 1 or 2
Okay,
or 3.
okay.
So would you guys pick up a
3
Sentai Fortress?
copies?
Are you trying to make a Super Sentai Fortress?
So that's exactly what
Okay.
I'm trying to do one day is make the biggest
A
Sentai
Super
Fortress.
Saiyan Sentai Fortress?
Yes, exactly. That's actually a collab idea I have is to make a giant Sentai Fortress and everyone brings a mech to put in it. So.
That's cool.
But yeah, so would you guys get Sentai Fortress? You could care less, Daniel.
I don't know.
I'd
Sure.
I'd pick up probably 8 of them.
Yeah,
It's such a cool set, and like, man, I remember seeing this back in the day, and like, I knew this was like one of those sets that like, what was it, $100 back in the day, 120?
yeah, but
I like the
It
parts.
was
I would probably get this for the
good
parts.
price, but back then at that age, I knew not to ask for something like that.
no one had the money to buy this. Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
There's no way.
Yeah.
But man, it's like the ultimate play set from Exo. That's the biggest set from Exo Force, correct?
I believe so.
I'm
Is
sure,
this
yeah.
still the set that has the 1x10 orange brick? That's
believe
exclusive?
so. Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
that could
It has some weird exclusive elements in here. Yeah.
It's really weird. But yeah, I would pick that up. It's a great set.
a lot of stickers, but
all Exo Force sets do.
Yeah.
But they look better for it.
yeah.
And
Oh man.
battle machines are pretty good in that one. Like sometimes you get like a location build with Exo Force, and the battle machines kind of.
Yeah. These are good.
Those
the
are
blue
good.
one is awesome.
Yeah.
So that one's super cool. But yeah, I get a bunch of these so that I
I
can
think so.
build an even bigger Super Saiyan Sentai
I
Fortress.
think I see the orange brick you're talking about.
So is that in the mobile defense tank?
What is it? 1x10?
Yeah.
It might be in the mobile defense tank.
Uh huh. It's a 1x10 orange brick.
Now we gotta look it up. And that mobile defense tank also came out at this time.
Yes,
Too, so.
that's a great set. It's not on any of our lists.
I almost
think.
picked the Supernova mech
in the
with
top.
the yellow.
Is it still exclusive to that set?
Yes,
That's
probably.
insane.
Yep.
Why? Why?
But does it make it expensive, or is it still...
I mean, probably not.
It's a few bucks.
Yeah, that's
That's
expensive.
crazy.
It's not like some of the greengrocer bricks, but...
No.
Yeah. So yeah, big fan of Exo-Force. I wish they would somehow. Well, they actually had a little Exo-Force mech in the latest set that I dropped in
Yeah.
the bin. But yeah,
You dropped that in the bin?
I pulled the mech
Right,
off.
right square in the bin.
Goodness.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So you guys will both get it. I take that as a win. We'll keep
It's a
moving on.
good one.
Sure.
Daniel, what you got?
Let's go to Star Wars Land. We're gonna do
Ew.
set one. What? We're gonna do 10175, the UCS Vader's TIE Fighter.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, this is a cool one.
Can I just go grab Ian to like fill my spot real quick?
Sure, yeah, you can hop in here. This had 1,212 pieces, and it retailed for $100. You couldn't find a UCS set for $100
Ever again.
ever again.
Nope.
Ever again. With a crazy, unique exclusive. The cockpit on it is one of those like
Multifaceted
like
printed.
octagonal kind of cockpits. Yeah, you'd never see anything like this again for sure. Now this was fortunately after the time period when they were doing those TIE fighters like with the blue accents. So there was that first, was it the first UCS Interceptor?
Yes.
Was the one that had the blue outlines? Yeah.
Blue and old dark gray.
So this was after they switched to the all gray color scheme for them. So it's still passable, but this is one that's definitely due for a remake, I think, pretty soon.
Still looks cool.
Yeah, it holds up better than the Interceptor, which I'm sure is why they did the Interceptor first, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see another one of these probably within the next 5 to 10 years.
For 4 times the price.
Oh, absolutely. At least.
Easily.
At least. Even 4 times the price would only be $400, so I'd say maybe more like 5 or 6. Yeah, so I think this is a good set. I think it's one that would be worth picking up, given that it's still the only one of them.
Yeah, this one isn't for me, but I would absolutely pick one up. Because I think this is super cool, valuable, interesting UCS set.
Yep.
So, what about you, Garrett?
I'm not a big Star Wars guy. This is one I would pick up, and I don't think I would build it. I'd more just like put that on the shelf. It's
Save
like
it.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Because we get those in every now and then. They're a little bit less often than some other UCS sets, but when it comes in, it sits up on the shelf and looks awesome for about a month, and then it's just gone. So,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right. Well, Garrett, what's the next one you want to bring out?
Well, since we were on Sentai Mountain anyway, let's go ahead and stay
there we go.
We're going to talk about 7701.
Oh, no, we were in Star Wars land. Did you not get the memo?
I don't like the,
What are you talking
phrase
about?
Star Wars land.
We just talked about...
I'm a little
Sentai.
Star Wars man living in my Star Wars land.
Berries and cream, berries and cream. So we're going to be talking about 7701. This is the Grand Titan from exo-force. This is probably one of my favorite designed mech.
Thanos the Grand Titan.
Yeah, Thanos the Grand Titan.
Okay.
This is probably one of my favorite designed mechs from exo-force. It's so cool. I love the red color scheme. I love the giant blade pincher.
He's a lobster.
He's a lobster guy. And there's I remember there being a commercial where it shows the Grand Titan fighting another robot, and he cuts his power cord.
Yes.
And I was always like, that's so cool.
That's cool.
But this one always looked so cool to me. The light brick, I like them. Half the time they never worked.
Yeah.
But these battle machines and mechs from this era were such they're such a product of their time with the old Gallagher joints and the Knights Kingdom stuff. In some parts they look kind of unfinished, but also I think it just added to the look of exo-force. It was so cool. They were piecing these together as they were getting damaged, and exo-force holds a very, very special spot for me as a kid. So I'd pick up a truckload of just Grand Titans.
Now, is it true you didn't get this one specifically as a kid?
This is one I did not have as a kid. I wanted it. I had Uplink, the really tiny orange one when I was a kid, and I also had what was it? It was the battle at the gate.
The little gate entrance battle. Yeah,
I had that.
Great set though. Yeah.
But I remember having the little Uplink one, and I would fly that around my Lego table, and I would it had that big gun, and I would go boom, boom, boom. It was so fun. So
That's fantastic.
Any exo-force mech, I would pick up so many of.
I had this one as a kid.
Yeah.
It was my favorite one.
Yep.
Takeshi was my favorite character. The green and red is such a great color complement.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So I would absolutely pick up a couple more of these. So the scissors was so cool.
The box for this one too. It's one of the last ones I can remember that has a flap.
Yep.
And it's also embossed. So I mean the boxes are super premium on the the first wave, and even the third wave of exo-force has the gold boxes.
Yeah.
Which is super nice.
They were really elaborate looking, very detailed. So love it. What about you, Daniel? Gonna be a downer?
Sure.
Okay. You're just trying to fit in, I think.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. We're playing Calvin Ball anyway.
Were you a
What does it
Lego
matter?
fan in 2006?
What does it matter? Yeah, I was buying SpongeBob sets. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I was 8. What do you...
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to actually.
9? I don't know.
I'm going to start a little bit of an argument here, I think.
Uh-oh.
And this isn't because I'm picking a weird set.
Fight,
I'm picking what I think is a cool set, but it's not the coolest one
He's gonna
that
say
you guys
click it,
think is
watch him.
cooler.
No, I know what he's about to say.
I wanted to go back to 2006 to get this set specifically. It's one of my favorites, Battle at the Pass. From Knights Kingdom to Wave 3.
Yeah.
8813. 324 pieces, 11 figures. And most of those pieces were accessories to fight with. This was the coolest battle scene ever. I love this set. I never got it. I still don't have it. And it's kind of expensive. You can get this for maybe $200 if it's sealed or more. So it's gone up more than a lot of the sets from this wave. I know you guys are going to say something about some stupid Mistlands tower or something, but no, this one's the better one. This is the actually good set. So, would you guys get any?
I don't know about this, Mark.
Would you guys get any Knights Kingdom 2 sets, or would you?
All I'm saying is, I feel like if you ask most people if they know what Mistlands Tower is, they're going to say yes. If you ask most people if they know what Battle at the Pass is, I think they're going to say no. What is all this yellow? Is this yellow?
That's yellow.
It's not pearl gold.
That's
Yellow
weird.
and green. I don't know. I don't think those are castle colors. Yeah, at least you got the big brown doors, which were also in that Harry Potter set, I think.
Yep. You got some traps. You got weapons. You got skeletons.
Apart from that, it's just this is.
You got 4 battle machines.
This isn't a castle. This is a CTI Fortress, is what this is, which is a big wall or even
octagonal
a ring.
wall.
There's a lot of sets that are just kind of these like ambiguous things with not a lot of structure holding them together. I feel like as soon as a kid like picks this up from the end and it's just like dangling down, it's going right in the bin. This doesn't feel like a castle to me. It doesn't feel robust.
All right. Well, I know as a kid, those gold armor pieces and swords were very exciting because they hadn't been made before.
Yeah.
So some really
I'm not
speckle
saying...
black silver was the cool color for helmets and armor too. So there were some pieces that were extremely desirable. As a kid.
What's in this set that I need right now?
Brown doors.
The brown doors are like $5 a pop.
But
so
you can buy
kinda
the
cool.
Harry Potter set to get those.
That's
That came
true.
out 2 years prior. This was the set they made to get rid of the leftover brown doors.
That is true. I do love the shields. They have octagonal and triangular shields with unique prints on them. So there's some cool stuff.
I'd pick one up for you, Mark.
Okay.
I'm not going to claim that Mistlands Tower is a perfect set, but I think it's one that's been remade a lot in different forms. Like when you got to those later castle ones, like the dark green dragon ones, they had a very similar style tower. So I think it was kind of the first of
kind of cliche
of the tower style castle, which perpetuated. This style castle did not.
This doesn't get made as much anymore for sure.
No, there were no other big hinged wall sections of castles, I don't think, that came out.
Yeah, and not like this, but I see you guys' points, but this is the one that it was my childhood, and I still haven't found it yet. So when it does come into the store, I'm going to snatch it, and you guys won't even care.
I don't think we'll notice.
Yeah, no one will notice. All right, well, Daniel,
Next we're going to talk about a real castle. So we're going to talk about set 10176, the Royal King's Castle.
You guys just roasted me today.
Now, I realize this is also one that if you say the name of it, most people are going to have no idea what you're talking about. This is not a popular castle.
What was it?
Is that King Leo's castle?
Royal King's Castle. It was basically kind of a remake of King Leo's castle, but it's definitely different. It didn't have like that stained glass revolving window or anything. But there were some cool features. You could drop rocks off the side with a little hinge thing. There was a... I believe it was actually exclusive ghost to this one because it was the more clear glow-in-the-dark color.
So this is the one with like the full like almost clear
glow-in-the-dark
ghost.
transparent.
Okay.
Not the original one was what, glow-in-the-dark opaque,
and then there's like a
the modern
translucent
is
white.
glow-in-the-dark white.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the like trans clear glow-in-the-dark ghost, which I believe is exclusive to this. It was built on, the same raised base plate that a lot of other ones were, but it was cool. You could lift up the drawbridge, and there was actually like a dungeon in the crevice that ran between the two, and the towers were each built on these kind of base bricks, so that it was somewhat modular. At least you got the big portcullis piece, so it's nothing revolutionary as far as castles go, but I think it's more of a castle than that one is. So I had this one when I was a kid, so this is a little bit more of a nostalgia pick than because it's a fantastic set. But it's one I definitely have a soft spot for. It was the first castle set that I ever had.
Yeah. It is a castle, but I would say it's actually one of the weakest of the castles, even on raised base plates.
It's not memorable.
I
for
still
most
would get
people.
it because it's a castle
Fair
and
enough.
it has decent figures.
Fair enough.
What actually is confusing to me, though, is they're using the Knights Kingdom 1 sigils on there.
Yes.
Or symbols.
Yeah.
And the Knights Kingdom 2 is in its third wave at this point, so it's really a throwback in multiple ways.
Yeah.
So
you even had some of the bowl
sticker sheet,
iconography as well for the shields. Yes, they were stickers, not prints, which is one of the other major criticisms of this set.
So kind of a weird throwback, but I'll still take it. So what about you, Garrett? You like this castle?
I just want the ghost, man.
Yeah.
I think we have one downstairs. I can get you one if
The ghost
you
is
want
sick.
the weird,
It's,
creepy, clear ghost.
It's definitely different, and he's
is
got
different.
yellow hands.
Yeah, I don't know why the yellow hands, but
Why does he have yellow hands?
I don't know.
He needs some white hands.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's very strange
different.
parts combinations for the knights as well.
Yeah, they're pulling a lot of pieces.
It was
from
kind
Knights
of a
Kingdom.
leftover grab bag set.
It's not a
sort of a
bad
King
like
Jaco
looking
there.
set. But I feel like there's like 3 other castles that look like that.
There are.
The King Leo's is the most similar for
So-
sure with those blue roofs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You get a
I
cool
think
wizard,
you just
too.
ruined it for me too with stickered shields.
The stickered shields hurts, and the stickered banners.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'd have to pass on this one.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a castle.
I
It's
think
one
I'd
of the
be-
castles
It's
of all
one,
time.
it's one of the castles. That's
One
right.
of the castles
That's
ever.
exactly right.
All right, Garrett, what do we got?
All right, so we're gonna talk 3826. One of probably the best buildable figures they have ever made.
Buildable figure. Okay.
One of
yeah.
the best buildable figures they've ever made. It is Build-A-Bob. It is. I mean, he's what? Probably about a foot and a half.
He does actually have
He's
some.
tall.
He has some buildable figure parts in him, I guess.
Yeah,
with those
technically.
arms.
He's
So
an
it's a
action
big
figure.
buildable SpongeBob, and he's like hollow in the back and has like little rooms and stuff. So if you've ever seen SpongeBob, you'll know there is an episode where Plankton crawls into SpongeBob's brain and puts 2 little control sticks, and he's piloting him around like a
They
mech.
didn't even make this look like that. Though.
No, they
didn't. They
didn't.
didn't put his brain with the
No, they
levers
didn't.
on it.
But that's pretty much what this is.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's just a big, wacky, buildable SpongeBob, and it's got a gear in the back of it you can turn. It makes his eyes rotate around. You can open up his mouth and shoot jellyfish out of it for some reason.
Why not?
It had 2 different like mouth plates you could switch out: a scared face and a smile.
Yep.
So they're a little bit of custom. I can't talk. Whatever.
Customizability.
Boom.
That's the word.
But I mean, it's a funny set. I don't know how many people would have bought this back in the day. Because as a kid, I wouldn't want this. I would rather have, like the Krusty Krab or like, the pineapple.
Sure.
But now as like an adult collector, it's like, this is like the SpongeBob set to have for a lot of
It's like a
people.
$400 set.
Because it works as just a sculpture.
You
as
can just
well.
have it as a display piece. You can play with it. You can move the arms around and make them do stuff. But yeah, a sealed copy of this will run you close to $400 or $500 now.
Yeah. They're out there. People definitely
They
bought
exist.
them. We get them now and then.
Yeah. Used ones are way more affordable. They're around closer to like 200. But I mean, that Plankton you never find because the sticker just peeled off immediately.
Yeah.
They were these terrible. It was like a papery kind of
Yeah.
sticker in the first place, and it was applied to round bricks,
Over 3
multiple
of them.
round bricks. It was a disaster waiting to happen.
That's another thing with this set. There's multiple stickers on the inside of it over multiple bricks.
Yeah.
Were the mouths stickers
That's
too?
all
Yes.
one panel, though.
Okay.
Yep.
And I feel like I see those. I think this was kind of the start of that time period where the stickers would just kind of crack up
Yep.
and disintegrate and turn
Now,
to
for whatever
dust.
reason, I see those eye dishes all the time.
Yeah, because those were printed.
I
so
see those
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Giant eyeballs lasting forever. So.
But this is one of my favorite sets. I have mine sitting up on my shelf. He watches over me at night.
Perfect.
Guardian Angel.
Exactly.
Silent protector.
The only thing he needs is a spatula and a Krusty Krab hat.
Yeah, and a
That
Krabby Patty.
would have been
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
You
That's
guys think
awesome.
you could pick one of these up?
Absolutely.
I think so. I had the other 2 SpongeBob sets from this year originally, so
Mm-hmm.
I think if I got this one, I'd have the full set.
And those other 2 SpongeBob sets you referenced, and you were actually considering picking them, but I think this is ages better than those first wave ones because they made better SpongeBob sets later.
They did.
Just the
I
first
still
years
think
later.
this
were rough.
looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, it breaks pretty easily. The legs do.
Yeah.
But like, I
looks
think
great.
I think Lego could release a big SpongeBob like this
Oh, yeah.
today, and it would sell really well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think they could sell anything SpongeBob
Mm-hmm.
and sell really well.
But this is the set that killed Lego Avatar.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is the one. It just like Godzilla'd over it.
Yep.
It was great.
And then the SpongeBob Nation attacked.
The SpongeBob fans attacked.
Nobody wanted an air temple. They hadn't even shown the air temple in the show yet
Yeah,
when they released
what is
that.
this? Yeah, no one
was
knew
a
what it
little-
was.
Nobody knew what it was.
It was a little unfair.
I think SpongeBob was like a long-running show at this point, right?
SpongeBob came out in '99.
Yeah,
so it's
so
already been running for
5
7
6
years.
Krusty Krab Fun Fair. Mr. Krabs is in there,
Good grief.
plotting his oppression, standing at the concession.
Anyway, moving on. I'm still in castle mindset here, so I'm gonna
You're
finish
always
out.
in castle minds.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Before I do that, there were a lot of other exo-force sets I mentioned that would be really fun to pick, and I also. This is like the last year of Vikings. I would have loved to pick that, but there's one other set that actually stands out more than the Viking chess set.
I don't think you have room to write a Vikings
Yeah, I know,
name
yeah.
on there.
Or any of those long-winded Vikings names.
Yeah, they're like 10 words long.
The set I would get is Dragon Tournament. And it has 41 pieces, 3 figures and 2 giant dragons.
Well, now
those
hang on.
things?
So you said it was a castle set. What's that theme in the? Go back to the page.
What does that say?
What theme is that castle nested under? What is it?
Duplo Castle.
Oh, Duplo
I see,
Castle.
I see.
Exactly. That's why it has 41 pieces.
Huh.
So this is
Wow.
incredible because Lego dragons are pretty rare, and I've only seen one of these dragons ever in person. It's this green one. It was in bad shape in Orlando. I've never seen the armored dragon anywhere, and he just looks awesome. So you got these crazy figures, crazy accessories, giant spears, shields, axes. I figured out a way to integrate those weapons with big figs.
They are cool.
So I have more interest in these now than
What
I
did
did
you
in
have
the
to do?
past.
Does it not just clip in the hand?
So the handle on the back of the shield goes into a 1x1 round brick, which then can go into a big hand
Into
very
like
easily.
the underside of
Yes.
the brick? Oh,
So-
okay. Interesting.
So there are ways to make it work, and so I find this kind of stuff super fascinating as weird pieces, especially even remotely castle themed. So yeah, I would absolutely pick up one of these just to have some big dragons to clomp around. They look ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
they do.
What do you guys think about Lego Castle Duplo sets like this?
So even if you found these dragons, the premise here is that they're jousting on the backs of dragons,
Yes.
which is silly to begin with. Why
It's
wouldn't
insane.
you? Why wouldn't you be sky jousting if they can fly? But you know what kids did with these when they got them?
Exactly. They're
so
all
these
ruined.
are these are all going to be destroyed, right?
And
'Cause
covered
they were,
in Cheeto dust.
yeah, they were jousting. Kids would just smash them together. All the paint's probably going to be worn off. I'm sure these are hard to find. So I guess if you're going to get one new in the box,
You
and your
gotta
time
get it in the
machine
time
in
machine.
2006 is going to be the way to get it.
Yep.
So,
Exactly,
Gosh, look at that.
What?
Oh my
What?
gosh.
Yeah.
$300 for a new seal.
2 for sale in the world on Bricklink right now. 1 in France, 1 in Netherlands.
Are there
Both-
any of the
They
dragons
don't
just for sale?
exist.
Probably not many. Let's
I
see
would
here.
doubt it.
I don't think they're minifigures. Either.
No,
there you go.
they're
And
parts.
if so,
Oh.
like you would have to require
that's fine.
pictures from the seller.
Oh, there's a couple, but yeah, they're all used. And wings falls down, everything with bite marks. Yeah. Stress marks.
They're
Ask me
Duplo.
pictures.
Yeah.
Check photo. Yeah, they're all pretty beat up. You got
I mean,
scratches.
it looks really cool.
Yeah.
But it's cool looking. This is awesome. So I would absolutely get this.
The only way I would get one is through the time machine.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll even see another one of these sets actually because they're just kind of rare. But
I will say, I would have been a little more excited to see a Duplo pirate ship
see,
than this.
I
But
like that.
now there are cool Duplo pirate ships, but I
Yes,
like Castle more
that's
than Pirates,
fair.
so that's why I did that.
if we went back in time and we were in an old school retro Walmart and there was a Duplo castle and a Duplo pirate ship next to each other, I'd probably grab that Duplo pirate ship.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I'd be grabbing the Dragon tournament first thing, but yeah. All right, that's my last set. What do you got, Daniel?
All right, for my last set. So the last 2 sets that I did were sets 10175 and 10176. So I'm going to round it out with 10177. Get the trifecta going here. This is the Boeing Dreamliner set. This had 1,197 parts, so just short of 1,200. Retailed for $80.
Oh my goodness.
$80. You could buy that enormous Boeing. This is the like all brick built one with those Boeing
Did you say the
stickers
Lego
on it.
Masters Wonderliner?
That's right. That's right. The was it World Wonderliner?
Yeah.
Yes. So this is the World Wonderliner set. Yeah. Anyway, if you know, you know. This set's pretty valuable now amongst plane fans.
It's hard to find.
Right. Well, and the other thing is, if you don't build it right, the doors fly off. So
That was something
you
I've been
gotta
hearing.
be careful with those Boeings.
Oh,
A lot of collectors now.
So, I don't know. There's not much else to say about it. It's a huge sculpture
big
of a
plane.
Boeing plane. It's got a nice plaque. It's kind of a UCS style plaque. I imagine it was probably spread across multiple pieces. So that's another one that's kind of easily gets damaged for
Yep.
sure. But what do you guys think about this one?
So we got this in the store not too long ago.
Yeah,
it
we
was
did.
actually not in amazing shape. It was okay.
Better than most of the ones we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right.
And it sold pretty quickly. So I think there's a huge demand for this. I would get it just because it's cool. I don't think I'd get it out and build it. I would save it as a cool thing, but I would definitely get one.
Well, these early sculpture sets, so like this, the Eiffel Tower, right? This was kind of one of the early attempts of Lego to market to adults. And what a
Yeah.
lot of adults did with this was put it up on a shelf or, worse, in a windowsill.
That's where they put it.
And a lot of these got yellowed.
They're
Because
all
it looks
baked.
awesome to have a
Yeah.
giant plane in front of your
Sure.
window like it's flying through the air.
But people weren't as aware about that stuff back then as they are now because it hadn't really happened as bad. So a lot of these got put in windows, and the white is going to show it the worst every time. So a lot of these just get absolutely baked.
Yep. Garrett, would you get one?
Am I allowed to flight test it?
Sure.
It's
I
your
would
set.
get one for that. How much did it retail for?
$80.
Yeah, I can throw it off the back deck.
It's 1,200 parts
Yeah.
for $80. Even if you parted it out and just got a bunch of white
I
and
don't
blue
have a
plates
big
out
interest in like modern aircraft, so I wouldn't have much interest in this. The biggest thing I would get out of this is making a joke with it and pulling the door off of it and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, for $80, that's kind of one you can't pass up. That's just such a good Lego deal.
It's neat.
Stuff like that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
Very cool. Well, Garrett, what's our last set to talk about today?
Oh man, I think
You must have saved the best for last.
just be the best set to be released in 2006. That's going to be set 8734. That is Bionicle Brutaka. This is one of the coolest looking Bionicle models they ever made. He's so sick. He's this giant gold guy. He's one of like the
Titans, right?
yeah, he's one of the Titans from that year. So many exclusive pieces on him. All the gold is like exclusive. Those parts on his toe I can never find. Those are the sport hockey players' ice skates.
Yep.
But done in pearl gold.
What?
Yeah, look at his feet.
Mm-hmm.
No, I gotta.
So he's got some super cool parts. He's got more of those gold hoses and things.
Oh, yeah.
But he's such an awesome character, and in the comics, he plays a big part with Axon and like trying to take down like the Brotherhood Makuta and this like arc and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I love Brutaka. I love his giant spiky weapon. He's got 4 arms. His mask is awesome. It's the what is it? It's the mask of teleportation.
Mm-hmm.
So he can just like whatever he can see within his line of sight, he can just instantly transport to it.
Wow, really? The toy can teleport?
Yeah.
Huh.
You just gotta like close your eyes and go.
Cool.
Oh, he's over there now.
I didn't know Lego invented teleportation technology.
So he's super cool. He also has one of the coolest combination models ever. Him and Axon.
Mm-hmm.
You combine them into Botar, who is the tallest Bionicle model they ever made. He's like this tall.
Sorry, you said Botox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, he's got like big bunny ears and like a big like a gaping maw. He's awesome. I love that model, and Brutaka's part of him. So I got to put him up there. I would go back and get at least 2 or 3 of these guys.
Yeah. Oh, I'm grateful I have the mask piece, but that's all. I wish I had this set. This is one of the coolest Bionicle Titan figures ever.
This is also, I don't know if this is the first set to introduce it, but this is the first time I ever remember seeing the ball joint sockets with the rubberized, the dual molded rubber in it.
The extra friction ones,
Because this is right when they started using the like hydraulic pistons and those so they could make these sets bigger.
Yeah. Technical innovation to make these huge figures that wouldn't collapse themselves. So.
This was one of the, there were so many other Bionicle things in 2006. I could have made my whole list Bionicle, but that would have been boring.
I was tempted, but I had so many Bevel and click.
This was probably the best year for Bionicle.
Peak years for sure.
Best Titan models easily.
I'd at least get 1, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, have built 1, have a sealed 1.
You get 1 built, you keep 1 sealed, you use 1 to build Botar.
Need 3. Now these wouldn't have been crazy expensive back then either. Like,
I think they retailed for like $50, $40-$50.
Yeah.
So.
Daniel.
Bring
the mood down for us.
Hold up. Do I need to show you Botar?
It looks like a Bionicle.
Do I need to show you Botar? Will that change you?
He's a Bionicle.
Hold up.
He looks like a Bionicle.
No. He's Botar. He's the keeper of the pit.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like a Bionicle.
Botar is
He's not an official thing.
What is that?
He's official in the
That's
comics.
the bad dude from Mos Eisley Cantina.
Look at him go, baby.
Yeah, all right.
He's sick.
That's Mothman.
He's sick.
Bionicle Mothman.
It is.
Sure.
Does that change it for you?
Sure.
Why not? One of him?
Why not?
Look at his bunny ears.
Why not?
He doesn't wear a mask.
No, he looks like bat ears. He looks like a big Batman.
He's pretty scary looking.
No, Man Bat. He looks like a
Man Bat, yeah.
All right, so you get 1, Daniel. You get 1.
Sure.
All right, well, that'll round out our planned trip for the 2006. I'm excited to go back. There's a lot of cool stuff to
We've
see
got a
back
pretty
then.
full time machine.
Yeah, it'll be full.
We'll
All those
load it up.
barrels of
No
Bionicle
clickets.
parts.
No,
No clickets? Wait,
Sorry.
I want 1.
No room for clickets. We filled up.
Well, on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We do this all the time. We'll see you in the next one.
See you, everybody.